Opening screen, and you can see that, there's an awful lot that you can do with it. There are 15 very functional aspects that are fully operational at the moment and can give you great information like capital, payback periods, annual savings stats, and everything. You can see that it tells you here, this is aimed at a client user. So a client with a AQI representative will go through exactly how much they can save. What I will do, Guy has always asked me, he just wants to put in, the number of racks, the number of services, and give a decent approximation of the servings. So first of all, I'm just going to go through what you would do, and I'm not going to explain every screen. Then, after we've done that, I'll come back, explain every screen, and that will be the presentation. So to begin, what we do is just enter our customer details. I'll put in my company, which is Quequa. Now, these fields have to be complete. Normally, you would put the address and all that in. I am just needing to put in the country. I will call it a greenfield site, and I will have it HVAC. Now, though that information has to be put in, then I'm going to click on your setup. Now, don't worry about these fields down the bottom. I'll explain them. But for Guy's quick calculation, you just say, how many servers a rack and how many numbers of racks. And this is the same as our presentation. Automatically, the number of services, 576,000 services come in. But then you've got to work out what basis am I going to evaluate my savings? And this is a very important page. I can put it on square meter. This is what Rich Van Hulsen and they've done over there. So they work out a capex per square meter and an OPEX per square meter. It's very easy to do, obviously. The problem with it is that it's very, very approximate. So now we've entered all our racks. I've set up a number of presets. So I can say, for a standard size, what is your square meterage normally on average? And these figures have come, there is a citation to tell you where these standard figures in the industry have come from. But basically, by putting in the precept, I can get a good approximation of square meterage and OPEX baseline. So it's going to give you a very good approximation. Now, in our case, we put in 12,000 services, so I'm going to choose large data center. We can add as many precepts as we want. So that's now automatically put all these figures in. It's changed the square meterage and the baselines. The percentage savings I've got directly from Rich Van Hulsen. So now all we've got to do is go and look at the annual savings. Now, one thing I said to Guy beforehand, I've set up the infrastructure and the calculations are working. I haven't triple checked the calculations yet because there's a lot involved in that. It's automatically worked out the energy cost savings. This is from the square meterage basis, and it's told us the annual energy and the improved energy. I can also work out some saving statistics. Now, because it's now, this is fantastic here. This is the number of kilowatt hours it's saved, also how much it's saved due to powertrain, and how much it's saved due to the cooling system. That's the heat sink and the fins being made of a particular graphite, we assume, material. That's the secret that Ritheum have. I can print these results if I so wish. I have a set of facts that I can, which will be increasing all the time. How do I get started? What does the basis of savings mean? So it covers all of that. I can look at the cap payback. Now, with the cap payback, if I say, okay, the cost of our AQI quotation is $1 million, and enter.
That's a bit more than $1 million, isn't it?
Uh,
You put in $1 billion.
oh, have I?
Yes.
Oh, well, let's change that, hey? Oh, Neil, you've ruined the calculation now. By the way, I'll just for purposes, I'll put it back to $1 billion. But thanks for spotting that. And well, whatever figure I put in here anyway, it divides it by the annual energy cost savings, and so that's taken 2.6 years. Everything, by the way, you notice I'm always telling people how it's calculated. If we go back to the annual savings, it says how the savings are calculated. If I go to the stats, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, so when you do square meterage, it's very approximate. Now, what I can do, by the way, is I'll go to my settings in the bottom right-hand corner, and I can reset everything so that I can now do it on an equipment basis rather than square meterage. Unfortunately, I just have to quickly set these up again, and it takes a second. Customer details.
I like to run this through with Albert.
Thank you. Let me show you in the next.
Once we fine tune this and we're fully on top of it, I'll bring Albert into the office.
I definitely need that, and I'll tell you for why right now. Because remember, on the basis of savings before, I chose square meterage, but I can choose equipment based. Now, when I do that, I go to the Your Equipment tab, and what I can do is I can look at every aspect of my equipment: cooling towers, chillers, pumps, crack units, heat exchangers. So I can very quickly say, okay, we've got 3. Oh, and this is the supplier. I've got another place where I can add and remove customers, and these can be dynamically linked to the supplier. So if I've got 4 quantities, it works out the installation and the maintenance, and I just enter it. So let me do a few. I might put in pumps, and I might have 12 of them, whatever. Enter, and I might have heat exchangers. Probably have a whole heap of them, but it doesn't matter. I'll just put in 10 of them. And now when I update the calculation, if I go to, it goes automatically to my annual savings page. This is the statistics. So it's telling me the capital cost, the operational cost, and it's given me a breakdown of each. So rather than just say, by the way, Rich Van Hulzer and over there, they don't have this facility. They just do it per square meterage, which of course is very inaccurate, especially when you're selling it to a client rather than just analyzing it. Again, I can print these results. I've got a page on PUE. PUE, and again, PUE is explained. The most important, you talk to any data center owner, and PUE is the standard metric used to evaluate the energy efficiency of a data center. It's traditionally 1.6. Ours, the Ritheum, it's gone down to 1.1, and they will love to see that. I've got carbon savings.
That's the number that Albert keeps quoting.
Everything's PUE, let me tell you.
Everything in the end is PUE.
Everything's PUE, thanks, Guy. And the effect on PUE is incredible with Ritheum, because all of the figures, they're all in the millions. That's why I had to put $1 billion in, Neil.
Yeah, that makes sense, because the data centers, you're talking billions in data centers.
Yeah, definitely. So here's the CO2 savings, and here's the metrics. So it's 150,000 cars, planting 17 million trees. I can look at the local regulations. So in Australia, I must follow the EESS, AS, NZS 3000 wiring rules. In the US, I follow the FCC. In the UK, I follow something
the US
else.
still, I'm not sure that's still valid in the US.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's impressive. I mean, it's only the US. It's not probably relevant for the next 3 years.
Yeah, all of these things. The beauty of all this is changing things. You just speak to it, vibe coding. You just tell it what to change. I think I'm pretty finished. I'll just go on. I've got Ritheum technology. So I explain what it is, about powertrain and the complementary heat sink technologies, because the heat sink is the big thing. By the way, we save more through the cooling technology than we do through the electrical technology. And that basically is that. So I'll end the presentation here and take questions later. Thank you very much.